just overcoming what they told me I wouldn't be able to do, it just made me think that if I just put my mind to it, I could achieve anything. Well, at 11, I was trying out for cheerleading for my school, and obviously we had to get a physical exam, and that is when they figured out that I had scoliosis. Scoliosis is when your spine is not as straight as it should be, so it's crooked and it's just abnormal. I eventually had to wear a back brace since the spine was to a certain degree, and so when I wore it to school, I got made fun of because the kids weren't used to seeing people with back braces on underneath their clothes, so it looked funny, and the way I walked, it just didn't look right to them. So I eventually got to the point where I was tired of getting made fun of, so before I got on the bus to go to school, I would take my back brace off and throw it in the bush besides my house. And I would get on the bus, go to school, come back home, and put the back brace on before I went inside my house to make it seem like as if I were to school the whole day. It actually made my spine worse to a even larger degree than it should have been. Well, eventually, once the doctor realized that my spine was getting worse, he brought up the idea of having surgery. And basically, when he brought the idea of having surgery, he explained that they would have to put 2 metal rods inside my back on each side of my spine, and then they would have to put pins in my back also to make sure it stayed in place. And so basically he said that cheerleading, running track, and dancing for me would be over because I wouldn't be able to move the same as I could now. And so realizing that I wouldn't be able to do those things anymore kind of frustrated me, and it discouraged me, and I didn't want to get the surgery anymore. But I obviously knew I had to. When I woke up from my surgery, I was in a lot of pain, and on the second day, they had me doing breathing exercises to get my lungs back right, and they tried to get me out of the bed, but I did not want to. Also, they brought up the idea of me trying to walk by myself again, but I knew I didn't have enough strength. I doubted myself. I didn't have faith to do anything since I kept remembering what the doctor had told me about how I wouldn't be able to do track and cheer and dance anymore. I had to actually try and get up. Eventually I got up and I started moving around. I started eating more, and I eventually walked for the first time after my surgery. And after I walked, I really felt achieved, and I felt like if I overcame that, I could overcome anything.